Hello, everyone. We're very, very happy to have you all here today. I hope you're all doing great and I hope everyone is safe. We're all here gathered, so to say, for the debate. The two lists have given us an amazing week so far, and with the law, we wanted to thank them so much for their work, their energy, their positivity. We also wanted to thank Cyrus and BX Plus for helping us set up the live stream that you're watching, and they did an amazing job, and they're doing an amazing job. We also wanted to thank the admin and the students who sent us questions to help us prepare the debate and ask the questions to the two lists. The debate is one of the more important and more serious events of the campaign week, and it all allows us to learn more about the motivations of the two lists and how they view their mandate next year. So, without further ado, I will explain how the debate will go. So, first, the list will be given 2 minutes to present their main objectives for the upcoming week if they're elected. The list who start will be drawn randomly by a program. Then the list will answer two situations. Both lists will answer two situations in an alternating order. The situations have been sent to them 15 minutes ago so that they could prepare them, and they're going to have 3 minutes to answer each situation. Then the list will answer three questions from the admin. Same, they will alternate. They're going to have 45 seconds to prepare and 1 minute to answer. Then we will have a small Kahoot to chill a bit and for everyone to check their knowledge of the school and to have a bit of fun before proceeding to the 10 questions from the students. Same thing here. The answers are going to be alternated, and the lists are going to have 45 seconds to prepare and 1 minute to answer. At the end, each list will be able to ask the other list one question. They will have 45 seconds to prepare and 1 minute 30 to answer. So if both lists are ready, we're going to draw randomly the list that is going to start presenting their objectives. I hope you can see.
Let's go.
So the algorithm picked dance floor. So dance floor, if you're ready, we would like to hear you talk about your objectives, and you have 2 minutes when you're ready to start.
Hello, everyone. We hope you all enjoyed this week of campaigning, this week full of fun and exciting events and bachelor bonding. This is what Dance Floor is about. Dance Floor is about family spirit. Dance Floor is about setting good vibes for all the students. For us, this week was a preview of what is to come next year, and we hope you all loved spending your week with us. Our main goal for next year is to make the Bachelor even a bigger family. We hope to bring people together, and we want to insist on creating strong bachelor traditions. For instance, we want to implement the concept of disintegration, which is a farewell for the graduating promotion. Mainly, we will organize an iconic yearly ski trip. We strongly believe that traditions is what can make a new program like The Bachelor live and evolve. Also, we want to organize more events where all the Bachelor students can come and enjoy themselves. Such events create good vibes and good memories. Indeed, we would like to establish 3 promo dinners after the midterms and finals, also organizing more afterworks to relax after classes. Then, we plan on making the Building 103 the best place. We will decorate it with people's photos, we will make the common spaces more comfortable, we will put more couches, sunbeds outside, etc. Finally, we will also focus on committees. We want to encourage the creation of new and more diversified ones. Committees are extra important to dynamize the student life, and with so many talented people in The Bachelor, as we saw during the Tri Promo dinner, committees are a great way to highlight this. To conclude, we strongly believe that we are capable of undertaking the responsibility of being your lore. We hope we have succeeded in showing you this week that we are very determined and very dynamic. We will not deceive you.
So now we would like to hear three Lore's objectives. They have 2 minutes when they're ready.
So hello everyone, and thank you all for coming. Next year, is going to be concentrated on three main points: logistics, academics, student, and social life. First of all, logistics is a really important part of our mission because we have a really strong CSC, and the biggest project required the batch plus backing us up. And what we plan to do with all of the teachers is to ensure a much more comfortable life for all of the bachelors. We also going to place competition in the building, a free printer for open for everyone, as well as more arcade games such as darts, table hockey, in order to make this building a really pleasant place to live. As for the academic life, we plan to improve our communication with admin and with professors, and to contribute to a bigger flexibility when it comes to choosing majors. So being able to drop an option, courses experimentation period, and also try to help with better orientation advice for students. And as for the social life, we want to create new traditions, like a yearly color run. We will ensure that this campus carries all of our memories by adding decorations, photos, and paintings in the building. And also, we really want to represent more than 40 nationalities on this campus, and we're going to do it through tradition immersing weeks and culture-oriented parties. Also, we want to emphasize our partnership with UN, and that we'll continue working on this cause during the next year. In conclusion, we're 9 different people, each from different backgrounds and having different passions, but we're all equally motivated and hyped to represent the Bachelor. And all of this makes us a really hardworking, efficient, and well-organized team, ready to give 100% to bring something new to this amazing program and our Bachelor family. I will just add that for all of more information, you can visit our website and Instagram, and also you shouldn't hesitate to ask us any question to which we may not answer today. Thank you for the attention.
Thank you, Trilor. So now we're moving to the situations, and the first situation is it's the beginning of the year, and you ask all the committees for their budgets, and you then realize that all the committees' requirements constitute 70% of your budget, which leaves you much less for your own lore events. How do you react? We are going to start now with Trilor.
Thriller, you are muted.
Okay. Sorry, everyone. I'll start speaking again. So, first of all, would be really happy to have such an active community, such active committees, and we'll definitely try and make our best to make you more satisfied. So, as for a solution, we'll look at 3 different vectors to solve this issue. First of all, we'll ask every committee for a detailed budget and see what expenses could be cut and what expenses could be optimized by making joint purchases. So, for example, if multiple committees want the same item, we could buy it in bulk and have a discount. We could also ask Binez to lend some of their equipment. For example, we did that for the Horror in Vegas event where we didn't have enough poker chips, and we asked the casino Binez to lend us some, and it worked out very well, and we managed to save some money for you guys. Second of all, we'll try to speak with our sponsors. So both our sponsors were really satisfied with this week and are planning to have a long-term partnership. So if we ever need more money or some material help, for example, organizing hackathons, we can definitely ask our sponsors to help us. They can help us manage expenses more efficiently, but also just give us more money or some items we could use. Lastly, if both previous points don't work or aren't enough, we will look at all the committee's events, we'll review our events, and we'll see if it's possible to merge something or modify our events to make some like a collaboration or some joint thing, so that we could combine the budget and make sure that everything goes smoothly. So basically, I think that this will solve these three will solve the issue.
Now dance floor is going to answer the same situation. They will have 3 minutes.
Okay, hello everyone. So the way that we as a team would tackle this is we would divide it into 3 steps. First of all, as Philip already mentioned, we would look at the committees and their budget and see if we could have any partnerships with the CAS or with institutions like BX Plus or IEEE, for example, which is an institution which is going to be launched very soon. By going through these institutions and the CAS more specifically, because as we know, the CAS has a lot of resources, we could make the expenses of the committees much cheaper. For example, during our campaign week, we did that multiple times where we rented a couple of crap machines from the CAS, for example. And as a second step, we would look through our events and we would try to make our events cheaper. Sorry, I can hear a noise. Does everyone hear this noise? Should I continue or? Go. Okay, so second of all, we would focus on our events and how we could make our events cheaper as well by doing partnerships with Binez and the CAS. As Philip mentioned, I cannot stress how important this point is, which is why we worked very hard on doing this during the week, because as already mentioned, their budget is way bigger than the LOR's, and we could really benefit from that. And we could also look for sponsorships outside of École Polytechnique. For example, in the aftermath, we got 20 free pizzas from a Camille Claudel pizza place. I think sponsorships like this would be like a mutual benefit for us and for the other person, because they would get publicity and we would get free material. And last but not least, if all of the previous solutions cannot make the budget smaller of the committees and we cannot make our events cheaper, what we would try to do is look for the DFHM and ask from the AIX and for sponsorships outside of Polytechnique to try to make our budget bigger, try to get more funds into the LOR's account. And if all of the above fail, which is highly unlikely.
Oh, they're gonna do my speech again.
No, you're unmuted.
Sorry.
If all of the above fail, what we would do is we would prioritize events. And I know I'm kind of repeating what a bunch of points that Philip did, but it's just, I think we both agree that it's the best way to tackle this kind of situation. It's to rely on CAS and external sponsorships. And I think we've proved that we can do that during this week by working with the CAS a lot.
Okay, so now we're going to move on to the second situation. The second situation is that you have planned an event given the COVID rules imposed at the moment, and it has been approved by the SPIS and the city decrees. A day before the event, the COVID rules change. What do you do? So dance floor is going to start with the situation, followed by Thriller.
Hello everyone. So if this happened, if like the COVID rules changed like just a day before, first we would not look for a responsible or like anything else. We just look for a solution. Like we want to do like the safest way for the events to happen. So for example, it's what happened for us this week. So we adjust our events. This morning, the delivery for the brunch happened very well. Like everything was good. People were happy. Otherwise, like if it's not possible to, if we want, we can also do it online. We will use the time slots of the events to make the events online, or to do something else to make something cool or chill during these time slots. And if it's a big event, like it's really impossible to do it in person, there is too many people that's going to, then I think that we should postpone it until it's possible to make it, and this will be the best fit for us, for everyone in the bachelor, that with our current situation. Yes.
Now, Thriller is going to answer the situation.
First of all, when we talk about this thing with COVID, it is a health matter and it is a very serious matter that we do not take lightly. Of course, we all want to enjoy ourselves, we all want to have a good time, but safety comes first. So our plan for this situation, the first one is to check the new rules that would be applied. So if the rules change, this means that we have a new set of ones, and we always want to act within the boundaries that we set with the administration, within the boundaries that we set with this piece. And so this would be a job for Ines and Elise in our team, because they have linked with the administration a lot of time this week in order to make sure that all the events could happen. And so we already have experience of that. For example, during the kebab night, we were talking with Barthélemy just a half an hour before the event happened to make sure that we could do it, but do it in the best way possible regarding COVID regulations. Second of all, after having checked these new rules, we would definitely have a team meeting to adapt, because this is a very serious matter, as I've said, and we would want the whole team to be implicated on this, since we work as a team. Yeah, we do not like, it's not something that we can compartmentalize when it's such a big decision to take. And finally, how will we change the event, which is the main part of this question. And we would try and keep the core of the event at all time. So, for example, if it's a food event, we will still like have a way for the food to be given. If it's a major like big event, we would try and find a way to have it maybe online. And so, for example, during this campaign week, well, we've had this situation that has kind of come up this last few days, and we've had events that were planned today. So the Aqua afternoon, we are really, really motivated to do it. And so if we're allowed to, we're going to try as much as possible to have it next weekend, or if next weekend isn't possible, when the COVID situation calms down. Afterwards, we have also the barbecue. After this debate, we wanted to have this chill moment with everyone that participated into campaign week. We're not going to be allowed to. We're going to offer click and collect and delivery for people who are confined because there are contact cases. And finally, for big events that could like transfer online, we would definitely try and find a quick solution. As we've said, we have a good CS team inside our list, and so we could try and find a solution to have this event happen partially or completely online, in order to make sure that we don't break any COVID regulations, that everyone stays safe. Thank you.
Thank you both, Liz, for the answer to the situations. So as from the feedback we got, apparently the Thriller speech was not very clear. There was an echo. So we're going to ask both lists to do their speeches again so that it's fair for everyone. We're going to use the same order. So Dance Floor is going to go first, followed by Thriller.
Hello, everyone. We hope you all enjoyed this week of campaigning, this week full of fun, exciting events, and bachelor bonding. This is what Dance Floor is about. Dance Floor is about family spirit. Dance Floor is about setting good vibes for all the students. For us, this week was a preview of what is to come next year, and we hope you all love spending your week with us. Our main goal for next year is to make the Bachelor even a bigger family. We hope to bring people together, and we want to insist on creating strong Bachelor traditions. For instance, we want to implement the concept of disintegration, which is a farewell for the graduating promotion. Mainly, we will organize an iconic yearly ski trip. We strongly believe that traditions is what can make a new program like The Bachelor live and evolve. Also, we want to organize more events where all the Bachelor students can come and enjoy themselves. Such events create good vibes and good memories. Indeed, we would like to establish 3 promo dinners after the midterms and finals, also organizing more afterworks to relax after classes. Then, we plan on making the Building 103 the best place to live. We will decorate it with people's photos, we will make the common spaces more comfortable, we will put more couches and sunbeds outside, etc. Finally, we will also focus on committees. We want to encourage the creation of new and more diversified ones. Committees are extra important to dynamize the student life, and with so many talented people in The Bachelor, as we saw during the Tripromo dinner, committees are a great way to highlight this. To conclude, we strongly believe that we are capable of undertaking the responsibility of being your Lord. We hope we have succeeded in showing you this week that we are very determined and very dynamic. We will not deceive you.
Now we will ask Trilor to redo their speech too.
Okay, let's go one more time. Hello, everyone, and thank you for coming. Next year, Thriller is going to concentrate on 3 main points: logistics, academics, and social life. First of all, our logistics is a really important part of the program since we have a really strong CS team and the biggest project ever seen so far in The Bachelor, which is BX Plus backing us up. With all of their features, we will ensure a much more comfortable life for all of the bachelors on campus, while integrating committees and campus life all in one application. Also, we'll place vending and coffee machines in the building, a free printer open for everyone, as well as more arcade games, such as darts, table hockey, all in order to make this building a pleasant and comfortable place to live. As for the academic life, we will improve our communication line with professors and admin and contribute to the bigger flexibility with majors. So we'll try to ensure being able to drop an option and courses experimentation periods, as well as to try to help with better orientation advice for all of the students. When it comes to social life, we promised creating new traditions, like a yearly colorant, for example. We'll ensure that the campus carries all of our memories by adding decorations, photos, and paintings all over the building. Also, we really want to represent more than 40 nationalities of the program, and we plan to do it through tradition immersing weeks and culture-oriented parties. Also, we want to emphasize our partnership with United Nations and that we'll continue working on this matter during the next year. In fact, we won a label from UN Women France in the forum Generation Equality to support all of the projects of the next year. We're 9 different people, each coming from different, and we all have different passions, but we're all equally motivated and hyped to represent The Bachelor. And this is what makes us a hardworking, efficient, and well-organized team, ready to give our 100% to bring something new to this amazing program and to our Bachelor family. In the end, I will just say that for more information, you can check our website and feel free to ask any questions which we may not answer to today. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. So now we're going to be moving on to the administration questions. So you're going to have 45 seconds to prepare your answer and then 1 minute to answer. And well, here goes the first question, and Trilor will be the first to answer. So due to COVID, the first year experience for the BX23s was very different from previous years. What values, expectations, and experiences do you plan to share with the incoming class, and how can you reinforce them? You have 45 seconds to prepare. Okay, so Thriller, answer the question now, please.
So, considering this question, first of all, I think that we have learned from this year, and we have learned a lot from what had happened to all of us, and we can build on that to make sure that we have the best integration and possible, and we have the best community life possible on campus. So we would like to keep events that are labeled as integration events, at least throughout the first weeks of the year, if not throughout all the year, because, well, integration is part of the law. The law is a year-round job, and it should go for all of the year. And this will allow us to help the integration of the new BX24s that would arrive late on campus. So from personal experience, for example, my roommate arrived late on campus this year, and it wasn't the exact same experience for him. We would like to keep this vibing of people that are able to meet with each other, to talk with each other in a very easy way, like we had this week, like we had during integration. And we want to try and keep this throughout the year in order to integrate better.
Okay, dance floor, it's your turn now.
So we all know that integration is a very important part of the bachelor. When we came in September, I think it was very reassuring to have the 22 and 21s welcome us here, giving us advice and everything. So I think it's a very important point that we need to work on from the BX24. So the most important values that we need to pass on is that the fact that the bachelor is a family. We all support each other and we all give us advice and everything. So of course the system of mentoring will still be in place and will be reinforced so that every BX24 has a mentor who you can ask questions about academics, social life and everything. We plan to have a lot of activities if the COVID situation allows us to reinforce this bonding. So such as the Dinetterie promo, for example, and other activities that will let us get to know each other and give us the warmest welcome they can possibly get. And that.
So now we're going to do the second question, which is confinement has made it more difficult to create direct links and relationships based on trust and understanding with the administration. What do you consider to be your role to help improve this in the year to come? Denswell will start answering the question.
Okay, so hello, I'm gonna speak as my role in internal relations. So I just want to start by saying I really hope from the bottom of my heart, and we hope as Dance Floor, that next year we won't have to deal with the same situations that Kekalo has been dealing with this year. Hopefully by then everything will be better. The sanitary situation will be better, and we will be working as Dance Floor to reestablish a stronger trust between the administration and the students. And we will be doing that by taking the advice of Kekalo, of course, who has very much experience in this field, and by working with the student representatives and working with everyone to have a clear channel of communication with the coaches, with Monsieur Destremo and with the administration. And by having weekly updates, weekly emails, And hopefully, if the administration agrees, maybe we could have weekly meetings with them to make sure that everything is clear and we're on the same page and that we have a clear channel of communication open.
Thriller may now answer the question.
Well, first of all, it is true that this year has been difficult, but this year has still been a success, and I believe that many, many people have had a lot of opportunities to build relations with other people. When it comes to administration, you need to know that the admin basically have been there and have done that, so they understand what is going on. And during this campaign week, we have had the opportunity to gain the trust of the administration. We already built a good relation with Monsieur Destrimo. We already built good relation with the coaches as well. We know the CAS, we know the AIX, and we have enough corps in this bachelor to build a good social life, trust, and good relationship between every single person, whether it is online or in real life. So this is why I think it is important to always find a good compromise between administration and students to be able to listen to everyone and to represent everyone. And that's specifically what I'm going to do as internal relations, hoping that next year is going to be a lot more surprising than this one, in a good way, obviously. Now we will pass to the third and last question from the administration. And the question is, how do you understand and see the interaction with the coaches? What about their action, stance, presence in Building 103? You have 45 seconds to prepare, and Thriller will start answering.
So I think that one big thing that we have to remember when we talk about something like this question is that the coaches are here for us, and they're here solely to take care of us. They're here to make sure that our life runs smoothly, that if you somehow break your ankle like Valentin did in bubble football, like you're not going to lay there for 3 hours dying. They're going to take you to the ambulance if you need to. And so what we really need to remember is that they're on our side. Sometimes we get a little caught up in social life, and we tend to kind of forget that we're so young, and sometimes even I forget to act like an adult. And so the coaches are really there to be responsible for us and to make sure that we are always safe at all times. We always are doing the right things, even if our intentions are correct, and to make sure that among all these COVID problems, we realize the gravity of what's happening with this pandemic. Even if we get caught up in trying to have fun and trying to just like get to know people, they just want to really protect us, like enforce the rules that are there in place to keep care of us and just stay safe.
So we understand that since there's minors in the building and we're students and we can still be irresponsible, there needs to be adults here to be in charge of us. And we know that they're here to help us. And of course, there's cases with mental health, and they're here to support us and be here with us. But also, we know there can be issues sometimes with the coaches, and we're here to solve them. But we also want you to know that during this week, we've built a very strong relationship with them because they've been here to help us and support us, and they've tried to make all this week happen for us. They've really tried hard. So we really think they've done a very good job, and we want all of you to know that, and yeah, that they're here for us.
All right, so now in order to all chill a bit and calm down the stress for the two lists, we will proceed to a little cahoot. about the knowledge of the school and pretty much a bit of fun stuff. I'm gonna share my screen. So yeah, now code. Je vais l'envoyer. Je l'envoie. Okay, so we're waiting for more contestants. Also, don't worry, the questions are gonna appear on your phones too. There are like a bit more than 100 people. I think we. So I think we're gonna start. Also, I guess you noticed there is a small delay between the live stream and the actual time of the questions. That's why we're not talking at the same time. So third place we have Paloma, second place we have N, and first place we have Trilor. Congratulations, Trilor. And the runners-up are Maria and Luca. Congratulations, everyone. So we really hope you enjoyed the Kahoot, and now we will continue. Sorry, we really hope you enjoyed the Kahoot, and now we will continue with the questions from the students.
Okay, so I think it's for dance floor, the way to answer the first question. And the first question is, why did you choose to team up together?
So we wanted to bring up together a team of very motivated people for the lore. We all know everyone from this year, and we knew that we would be able to do great teamwork.
If you want to.
We're really happy to what? Sorry.
So there's still like 15 seconds left.
No, you can. You still have 45 seconds to prepare the questions here. If you want to take those 45 seconds.
Okay, so I can start again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go.
Okay, so we decided to bring together a team of very motivated people for the lore. We all knew each other from this year, and we knew that together we would form a great team. We each have our own strengths, and we all bring something to the team. We all come from different backgrounds, and I think that's what makes us a great team.
Okay, thank you. Now it's 3 lot times. You also have. Oh no, okay. You can start now.
So one of the things that we thought the most about when doing our team was, first of all, to get a team that represented the whole bachelor. So as you can see, we're a team that has people from 9 different nationalities, from different friends groups. So we want to make sure that everyone in the bachelor feels represented. And also we look to have a team with a lot of team chemistry, right? So in our team, all of us are quite friends. We all have a good communication, which is a really good quality to have in a team. And then afterwards, if you can notate in our team, all of us are people who excel in our roles. So all of us are people with strong personalities who are really good at what they do, and each one of us has a capacity to lead a team that is capable of these to the next level, right? So that's why we chose to have us in the team, and you can really get Mina. She's really on the point for the nationality piece because it's a team that really represents everyone on The Bachelor. Thank you.
On to the second question, and just as a reminder, you still have 45 seconds to prepare. So this question will be answered first by Thrillor, and the question is, what will you do to encourage more students to become lore cotisans?
Okay, so I think first of all, being in the bachelor is really what makes it important is having an active student life, and through that we want with the lore to have new benefits with with our team. So like more diversity with the activities, creating new communities, for example, jacuzzis or barbix, to like having a diversity in the team. You will see that you have your money's worth, and with the BX Plus app, will make it more easier to pay for the cotization, because now we have either to pay it by cash or online, which takes kind of time and dedication, and we should make it more easy for everyone. And also we have to be sure that everyone sees everyone sees what happens, and really be transparent with our money, so that we really want to be like to have each month the budget that we want to plan out for everyone.
All right, so we from day one want to make it clear what the lore is and how we work with committees, what committees there are, how many there are. So on the first day, we immediately want everyone to know how many committees there are, what kind of committees there are, by handing them out lists. We also want to create one day where every single, or where a lot of committees, whichever ones that want to be a part of it,
are able to throw an event throughout the day in order to present their committee and encourage a lot of students to join them. We also want to present a video or some sort of presentation to explain what the lore is exactly and what we do for all those first year students. In the end, we also want to make sure that we create events like we did in campaign week that include everyone from a sports event to a chess tournament to just chill after work. And that's our overall plan.
So now the third question. How do you plan to integrate things more with the engineers, particularly in regards of the language barrier? And how are you going to help the students who do not speak French feel more included? Like after the 45-second break, it's going to be dance floor who answers first.
So to make our relation of the bachelor with the engineer more strength and to be more inclusive with all the binets, we are planning to go talk to different binets that the bachelor students are interested in, because I think that during this whole week we have been in contact with the binet and they really are willing to work with us to include the students, and we really felt that they wanted to be part of the bachelor students' life. As you can see that we had the Binet Churros, the Cadix, the Pampin X, and all of these bines were very understanding. And this morning, even if the event wasn't in person, the whole team of the Binet Churros was here and talked in English with our team, and everything went well. So we hope we could do this during new events with our students and make them integrate the binet.
And now on to Thriller.
Okay, so to plan how we're integrating things with engineers, especially the language barrier, we're basically going to focus more on our events, on our committees and communication. So basically, we're going to try to do as much shared events as we can. So sports competitions, that could be by creating a sports team for everything in the bachelor and joining the competitions later on with the engineers and their sections. Then competitions such as hackathon, we're going to encourage all of that kind of actions. And then we also want to, when Mina spoke, we talked about doing cultural weeks. So we could do one French one and encourage the engineers to come, or also with the binets, do a binet presentation on campus, because we have seen that even with the language barrier, that can work. For example, half of our team is in the Sustainable Development Committee, and for example, Alejandro doesn't speak French. So with a lot of communication and transparency, we can definitely make it work and work for it.
Okay, so the next question is that this year we were given a new building. However, I think we've all seen that there have been quite a few issues, such as the Wi-Fi not working correctly, packages getting lost, and not having water for long periods of times. Our question is, how will you handle this next year? You will have 45 seconds to prep. And Thriller will start.
Can you hear me? Okay, good. So as we've mentioned multiple times before, we have very strong CS skills and a very strong CS team. So problems like Wi-Fi will definitely try to solve. For example, one of our electrons, which is Cyrus, has his own router, and he tried to like improve on Ethereum's network to get rid of the issues. Then we also communicate very well with the CS committee. In fact, we collab with them for the CS competition. And since they're in contact with Bine Réseau, we can ask them to help with Wi-Fi too. As for delivery and other things like that, we could use BX Plus and basically improve somehow, find a way to improve these issues. We'll think of how concretely we'll do that a little bit later, but basically we'll use all our like joint skills to and RCS and RCS capabilities to make student life better.
And now on to Dance Floor's response.
Hello, I will answer the question. First of all, we thought that the main solution is that we need to communicate with the students as well as KO, who's in charge of building technical problems. So basically, first we are going to send out the Google Sheet to list out all the problems that are going on in the building, and then we are going to have like open communication with KO so that he can know problems that students are struggling with. Also, we would not forget to communicate with administration, such as, for example, with Wi-Fi's and common spaces, especially study room. For example, personally, I had problem with wind noises. It was very loud time to time. So we are definitely going to find a solution to at least temporarily block the noise of wind.
Thank you, Dance Floor. So now the fifth question. As a lore, what do you think is your biggest weakness and how do you plan to overcome it? You'll have 45 seconds to prep and then Dance Floor will go.
Don't say
anything. So we will answer this question. So we said that our points to work on is, we had problem in the beginning of campaign week about organization for delivery, because there were a lot of people in building 103 as well as building 80 and 76 and 78, and so we decided that one of the weaknesses was organization. However, today we realized that we have improved a lot throughout the campaign week because we did a lot of deliveries, and I think it was a lot of practice for us. It was very good practice. Also, another weakness, I would say that we such a sophisticated organization such as BX Plus website. However, if we become lore, we can contact our talented bachelor students to improve ourselves.
Now to Lore.
Okay, so on the first days, we had some issues getting along with the details and discussing them, as we all had different backgrounds and we all wanted everything to be as perfect as possible. But since it's a subjective notion, it had to happen. But as the days went by, we all learned how to work more efficiently as a team and how to use our own comparative advantage to be more efficient as possible. And this week was really an experience for us to learn how to work with the team, and really was a growing experience. And we are really fast learners, and and we all learned really fast how to get along with each other and how to work to get what we wanted and to have the best events we could possibly have.
Now we move on to the next question, and the question is, what will you do to implement and support your social cause during the rest of the year? And Thriller will start.
So first of all, we'd like to remind you our social cause, which is gender inequalities and discriminations against women. We're currently collaborating with United Nations Women, and we did a Zoom that the recording of the Zoom is accessible on the website, so that you can learn a little bit more about the organization, which is UN Women. And most importantly, we submitted our projects to the Forum Generation Equity, and we won the label of UN Women for our project. So what we're aiming to do first is to do TED Talks next year. Also, we want to do tutoring sessions, and we also want to implement some raise funds and implement donations as well in the Bachelor. So we have a strong contact with the United Nations Women, and we're starting to implement a long-term collaboration and partnership with l'École Polytechnique through new technologies and new projects that you can get involved in, as well as our law.
Okay, hello everyone. So to implement and support our social cause, we're going to do what we already mentioned in the reveal night, is we're going to send supplies, food, books, whatever, everything that could help. But what we can do to contribute ourselves is we're going to create a committee and have a learning environment for the students in Lebanon that are in precarious situations. We've already talked with the association Beit al-Baraka, which we're working with, and we're making a plan and a sort of to have online courses, which we will teach ourselves to migrant students and students who were very affected by the Beirut blast. And I think us as students, it's the best way we can help. Well, of course, with sending supplies as well. And if, and that's a very big if, the situation allows it, at some point during the next week, next year, or during the summer, we're working with the Scouts group in Lebanon to have a trip there and help them in person in their project.
Thank you for your answer. The next question is going to be for dance floor first, after 45 seconds of prep. This is, how will you stay involved in the bachelor community, and what will you do to support the other lists if you lose? You have 45 seconds.
Right. So first of all, we already we are going to give our sponsors to them because we are not sabotaging them. So we want to help at the least and make best out of it. And to help as much as we can. No matter what, we will also for foreign students because I think it's really important. We'll share every idea, like every good idea we have with them, like with sponsors and so on. And like we will help next year if we lose as much as we can. So, thank you.
Silence me though. Silence me.
I will answer this question. So we want the best for our family, our bachelor students, before ourselves. So to enhance, although we are not elected, we will pass on our reliable sponsors such as AFER, 1Point, and BX Plus to them. And since we want the best for our community, we will still try to collaborate with them to organize the Aqua event because we bought already all the materials and we have all the ideas planned. And also everyone in our team is already all invested in social life, and we will keep it this way by organizing more activities in all the committees that we are already involved in.
Okay, so next question. How does the decision-making process take place in your team? So again, 45 seconds, and Thriller will go first.
Okay, so what is really important in our team is there is no pyramid, there is no hierarchy. So everyone has their roles, but also everyone has the same voting power. So that's probably the biggest part of the decision-making process. So how it works, the moment someone has an idea, we make a little meeting, we talk about it, the person who had the idea proposes everything, then we discuss it one by one, we listen to each other, then we vote. If there are problems, as we had it before, we do voting, then we discuss options, pros and cons. In the end, we always come to the good solution, and in the end, we always agree on what we want to do. But basically, there is no one person who decides for us. It can be me who proposes something, but it can also be anyone else from the team who does the same thing. And we usually let the person who is maybe most experienced in the event we're making to maybe lead the thing or lead the organization. But as I said, everyone is always involved and everyone has the same voting power.
So the way our meetings take place when we have to make decisions is we first start brainstorming. We also ask our electrons and people from outside so we can have outside ideas. So to make sure our events and our projects get done the best as possible. And while obviously we don't always agree on everything, but then we each vote and decide what's going to be best. But it's not someone that's just is the one that makes every decision. It's just everyone equally. And yeah, obviously there has been a few little issues, but we've always been able to solve it, and there's nothing that has become yet in between us to break the group or anything. So
So now after the 45 seconds, it's going to be dance floor's turn to answer first. So what will you do to be more integrated and contribute to the IP Paris community? You have 45 seconds.
Okay, so I'm going to answer this question because I'm in charge of internal relations. So I've mainly personally dealt with this problem a bit. So we're establishing an institution. Again, we're going to talk about it in the launch in 2 weeks, which is the IEEE. And I think institutions such as this, which can have students from all over IP Paris and which organizes events like hackathons, like whatever events, we could have sports events, for example, that could englobe all the students in IP Paris. That way, students would actually meet each other and we would start forming connections and we would start integrating the other universities into our student life and we would be integrated in the other university's student life. And I know this might be hard in the beginning, especially with the fact that we have COVID and it's hard to make very big events that have 1,000 students, maybe with like the 5 universities participating. But I am sure and I am adamant that we will eventually succeed in this task.
And now on to Thriller.
So when we talk about the IP Paris community, the biggest thing that we want to do is organize more events like the hackathon, for example, that include everyone in this community. And we're not just talking about the bachelor, we're talking about everyone around us, because those are the people that we're going to see every day. And those are relationships that we're missing out on if we're not integrating our school into the bigger picture of the campus. And so, for example, T4E was a sustainable development event that happened earlier this year that included the entire IP Paris campus. And so we want to move towards more events like that that are going to make sure that our community is solid, not just with the 300 people living in one building, but for everyone that's living in the Little Palaiseau community. Another really big thing is that the Bine Best is really involved with ENSTA in coordinating events. And so we want to continue to have transparent communication between all aspects of IP Paris in order to be able to have the most links between the students, the people, and the different backgrounds that make up this very rich environment.
Okay, thank you. And finally, one last question from the students. How would you help committees have a stronger presence and promote more activities among them? You have 45 minutes to prep and Strella's gonna go first.
Okay, so basically, how we're going to help committees have a stronger presence. So we're going to promote all committees that we can in our events. So bring the communication between the committees and ourselves pretty close so that they can collaborate in everything they can. And of course, us bringing them everything they want. And yeah, if, for example, also like BX24 is talking in the group chat today, they said they wanted to create a philosophy committee that already exists in the Binet community. So we can encourage that communication between the committees and the Binets to apply to all the diversity of interests that exist in this veteran community. And we're going to influence create a big, strong sense of community, and that we can do with the Aftermath committee or by joint events in every aspect, so hackathons or just having fun together, because that's finally the objective. Thank you.
So in order to promote more the committees, I think we have to start with the future generation as soon as they come during the integration and create at most as we can activities for the new students to come so that they integrate the committees and create more content, more movement within the committees. Then Of course, for our current promotions, we have to put our committees more into the activities during the weekends and show what they're capable of. Also, the engineers IP Paris have more history, so more binet, and could do partnership with our current committees that are exponentially growing. We have seen since the beginning of the year a huge amount of committees that have been created. So we hope that this will continue, and so people will continue to join the new committees.
So now each list will have the opportunity to ask the other list one question. Since it's Dance Floor's turn to answer, Trilor will ask their question first, and then Dance Floor will have 45 seconds to prepare their question. Their answer, sorry.
Hello, I will ask this question. It seems like you had unreliable revenue sources for this campaign, like Litchi and GoFundMe, from which you received €1,000, and your sponsors didn't get a lot from this partnership. Villanovo and Cabinet Senesi Rousseau were never mentioned during your events or on your merch. How exactly will you improve your sponsor strategy? And if elected, how are you planning to fund the rest of the year?
So Dance Floor has 45 seconds to prepare their answer, and then they're going to have 1 minute and 30 seconds to answer.
Okay, so first of all, I would like to mention that Litchi and GoFundMe are not legitimate sources of money. A lot of people raise money on those sites, especially GoFundMe, for funerals, for social causes. They raise tens of thousands, hundreds of $1,000s on those sites, and so those cannot be called illegitimate. Second, I'm sure that you guys also use your connections to provide funding for a lot of your events as well. So you guys cannot fault us for using ours as well. In addition, especially with Lydia, we were able to negotiate with them a deal so that we were able to get €10 for every person that joined Lydia Premium. We were able to, we stayed up all night, spent countless hours trying to find as many people as possible in order to get as much money as possible as well. And so in the end, we were able to get all of our money quite legitimately using our connections, just like you guys did as well. And I just wanted to put that up open in the air.
Now Dance Floor will have the opportunity to ask Trilor one question. They will have 45 seconds to prepare and 1 minute 30 to answer.
You promise fixing problems with academics, problems within the building, with NR24, logistics, etc. Why do you want to take on bigger roles than yours? Do you realize that this is not the Lord's role and that it is not in your capacities? How do you plan to live up to those promises?
So we know that some of the things that we're promising are a bit hard to actually achieve, and some of them are actually outside of the scope of the current law. However, we strongly believe that this is one of the things that makes the smallest and the brand newness of the bachelor something good for this to be implemented at. We're in a really small program in a new bachelor, so there's a lot of things that can be evolved, and that's one of the things that motivates me the most to being part of this team, because we all can know that we can achieve bigger stuff, and we're all in a really excellent school. We want to make the bachelor and the life, the social life, the building, the academic part, all of it live up to the excellence of the school. For the academic part specifically, we're going to be engaged with the academic representatives really tightly. We're going to have a strong communication with the admin, as we already have. And then for the building, it's not easy things to do in the building. However, we already showed a little bit throughout the week some of the things that we can do organizational wise. We know that we have people that are really, really strong in the CS. And at the end, it's hard. There are things that are hard to make, but I believe that we have a really strong team to be able to achieve this. And of course, we're going to do our hardest job, and we're going to put all of our effort in order to change this, because at the end, it's a really new program. And if we're setting ourselves constraints right now since the beginning, I think we're not going to be able to achieve something right now. So I'm speaking for myself and for my team. We are really focused on being able to do our best expectations and just are going to give our 100% effort to embrace this program and to make it grow and just to do as much as we can, even outside of our roles. Thank you.
So thank you everyone for being here. The debate now reaches its end. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you were able to learn new things about the two lists, and maybe you were able to make your mind. Thank you all for attending the debate. We all hope you enjoy, and bye.